The start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. West out there with Boris Diaw, and it's Mills in at the point. That's the San Antonio 5.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
Bulls trail by 16. Brooks dishes to Gibson. He feeds it to Butler. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Here's Noah. Ball's knocked loose. Mills with the steal. To the middle. Here's Ginobili. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists in the game.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Brooks kicks it to Noah. Out to Brooks. Noah the screen. Feeds to Butler. 6 on the shot clock. And that one is stuffed right through.
Boy, there was a little extra on that one, fellas. Nobody's going to stop that.
Not when he comes in with the tomahawk. That's just too much force.
Goodness, you cannot punch it any harder than that.
Diaw, the screen. Mills passes to Diaw. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Taj Gibson picks one up.
Shooting for San Antonio.
And you really got to admire Boris Diaw. I mean, he's found a way to kind of reform his game as he's gotten older. I mean, so different than when he was new to the league.
Tony Snell's checked in for Chicago. Diaw lost his athleticism and is a slower player than before. You could argue he's more productive now, though, Clark, than ever.
Well, his game was always on the ground in my mind. He's highly skilled. He's much more cerebral on the floor than given credit. I mean, I think he is really a difficult matchup because he's crafty, he's tough, and he's experienced and skilled.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Leonard with the steal. Ginobili against Brooks. Outside Leonard. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Huh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, it's huge. Count that one. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
And, guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
Now, that's where you like your shots to come from.
Last game for the Spurs. They want to turn it around after the loss to the Wizards. Now, here's Mills. He's guarded closely. Now the feed to Diaw. He kicks to Mills. Clock at 6. Diaw inside. Working on Gibson. Diaw can't hit.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Gibson with the screen on West. And here's Brooks from outside. And the shot is good.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Diaw, the screen. Mills dishes to Diaw. Battles through traffic and lays it in. And the Spurs lead by 20.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Brooks outside. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Gibson using his post move to get the 2 points.
San Antonio with a timeout.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Duncan, he's checked in for West. Aldridge comes in for Boris Diaw. Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Good! And that's now 6 points for Pau Gasol. Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammon, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Mark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
And if you thought this game was over already, you're probably right.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's staring us right in the face, and we've been around long enough to know when a game is over, and this one is in that category.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for San Antonio.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Well, Kevin, timing and anticipation, they got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum in this one.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And what a huge standout performance it was for LaMarcus Aldridge. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Here's Gasol, and it's sent back by Aldridge. Butler against Green, deflects the pass. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. Butler against Green, and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
San Antonio with the ball. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ginobili outside. Back to West. Gasol with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Here's McDermott. San Antonio with the rebound. And Mills kicks to Ginobili. Up top, Mills. With the floater, it's off. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them from the open.
David, obviously a very productive second unit. How does that change this basketball team when they play like that?
I mean, they set the tone. We're a very deep team, and our bench is going to have an advantage most nights.
David, thank you. Kevin, depth always important in the NBA.
Doris, thank you as always. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, LaMarcus Aldridge.
When LaMarcus Aldridge gets rolling, it's always going to be a tough night for the opposing team. He's about as complete as you can get on the low block. And there are very few power forwards in the NBA that can run the floor as well as he does. He's a franchise player, plain and simple, and they just couldn't come up with an answer for him tonight.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. You get jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight, but we're just getting started.